everyone, welcome back to my videos. So today we're going to be learning how to set up an overlocker. So in this video I'm going to demonstrate on my Elna, which is a PRO4DC. It's a very old overlocker, so I presume that you have a more modern version or different brand, but every overlocker is quite similar, so I'll just run you through the step-by-step process on how to thread, what the tools you'll need, as well as what I use with my overlocker. I hope you enjoyed this video, and after this one we're finally ready to get going with our sewing journey. The tools you need to set up an overlocker are the following. You need 4 threads. I have a 4-thread overlocker. I'm using the Elna PRO4DC. So the most common colors I use for overlocking is black or white. I just find that those colors look really nice and professional. So you need to then purchase 4 of the same color. For the video today though, I'm going to be demonstrating in different colors so you can actually see where each thread goes. I then got a nifty little toolbox with my overlocker. So if you do purchase an overlocker, you should get a toolbox that comes with it. But the most important thing that you need for the overlocker is a screwdriver. You get 2 different ones. The one is to screw on your needles and screw off your needles, and the one is to take off your blade and put on your blade. I then use a little brush or another bigger paintbrush that I just took from my storage box to clean out the overlocker. It does make quite a lot of mess. The threads do go everywhere, so it is important that you do clean it and brush it out once you're done. And also the most important thing is a pair of tweezers. The threads are quite small and fine, so you're going to be going through fine holes, so you need a pair of tweezers to get through these. And again, the needles, which come in different sizes depending on the thickness of your fabric. Step 1, I'm going to show you how to change and insert a needle on the overlocker. This is, I find, the easiest needle to change compared to other machines. So I'm going to demonstrate on the left hand side. You'll see an L and an R. I'm going to use this screwdriver, which has a round top. I'm going to insert it here and slowly release. I'm not going to remove it all the way, just slowly like that. Once I see it popping out, I can slowly pull the needle out. There we go, your needle is out. Then I'm going to put it back in. Again, you've got your round side and your groove of the needle. It won't go in if it is on the wrong side. I'm then going to take my screwdriver and going the opposite way, I'm going to screw it back on slowly, all the way, so it's nice and secure. And there you have it, your needle back inserted, easy peasy. Okay guys, now we're going to thread the overlocker. You'll see on your overlocker that each thread will be marked with a color. This should guide you through the process of how to thread the overlocker. So I'm going to start with my green thread, which is my first thread. I'm going to place it in thread bar, through the first tension, through my first tension over here, which is marked green, to go with the first thread. I'm going to carry on, pulling my thread along, down this line, through the bottom here, underneath, around the green bar, through this metal piece over here. I'm following the colors that are marked on my machine. First green one over there, second green one over here. Again, I'm going to go up, okay guys, so this is the most difficult part of threading the overlocker, so just be patient with yourself. I'm going to be doing this from a left-handed perspective, so it is easier if you are right-handed. So I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to take the tweezers and I'm going to clip it, going at an awkward angle from the right to the left. You can see like that. Wait, just make it a little bit closer. So you just have it, because you are using at an angle that's a bit weird, just try and give yourself as much leeway as possible. I'm then going to take my thread through here and loop it. Okay, so what you saw here was I was going from the back forwards. Okay guys, final step for the first thread. I promise this is the most difficult thread, the rest will go quickly. I'm going to pull the lever back. You can do this either with tweezers or a pair of your hands. So you must do this before you carry on with anything else. That's very, very important, because if you just carry on thread, you're going to forget to pull it back. I'm then going to take my thread and thread it through the last hole for the first thread. I'm going to take my fingers, you can use tweezers or your hands, just depends on how big your hands are as well. Sorry, it's looped a little bit there. And there you have it. I'm going to place it in front like that. Your first thread is done. Okay, so now we're going to do the second thread. I'm going to use yellow because my machine is marked in yellow. So I'm going to thread it, put on the thread bar. With the first tension, again, my machine is marked in yellow. I'm going to pull it through here, down through the first metal bar, underneath the yellow wheel, around through the first yellow spot, second yellow spot, third yellow spot. I'm now going to move with my hand bar to get this section in line. I'm going to take my tweezers, again, as close as possible to the end of the thread to give yourself a steady grip. Slowly release the grip of my tweezers and pull neatly behind. And that is the second thread done. Easy peasy. Okay, third thread. I'm going to use red. It is marked red on my machine. Oopsie. Going to put it through the first tension. Through here. Going to take a pair of tweezers. I want it through the tension disc over here. So you're going to take your pair of tweezers and squeeze it through. You can hear that nice clip. It's in between there. I'm going to go through here, slip in between here, underneath this first bar, hear that clip, through here, through here. I'm now threading my first needle. I'm going to cut it as short as possible. This is just easier for me. You can use tweezers or your hands. My hands are very small, so it's easy for me just to thread with my hands. There we go. Just going to pull a little bit to create a little bit of extra length. And then your needle thread goes on the side. The fourth and final thread. I place it through the first tension. Around here. In between there, I'm going to put it through here. Down. Here. Through this bar again. We are now threading the left needle. Through here. Again, I'm going to use my fingers. I'm just going to trim the edge, it's easier. I slowly pull it through again. Just going to take my tweezers just to get a grip behind. And again, behind the needle and to the sides. Both my needle threads are behind the needle and to the side. First thread to the side and the last thread to the sides. Okay, nearly done. So now we're going to check the tensions on the machine. So on your bar here, I have an automatic program over here that I can set. I've set it to 4 thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go step by step. I'm going to use this to point so you can see better. So blue it says over here 4.5, so I need to check my tension over here that it's set on 4.5. Red, 3.5, so over here check that it's on 3.5. Yellow, which is down here, the machine needs to be closed so you can see these arrows, is on 2. I can see that it's moved while I'm busy, so I adjust it to 2. And green is on 2. So all these tensions are set correctly. I then moved on to my stitch length, which is 3.5. That's correct. 0.5, and then I can adjust my speed. I can go as fast as I want or as slow as I want. The final step is to check that you have threaded correctly and that your overlocker is working. I'm going to turn my machine on and test to see if it fills up nicely. Pointing my tweezers here so you can see exactly what I'm referring to. Can you see over here how nicely it's filling up? Let me do a little bit more. And that means everything is correctly threaded. I'm then going to test with a piece of fabric. I'm using the calico. Going to raise my foot and lower it and run it through. Just watch your fingers over here because you are working with the blade, so please practice safety. Move your fingers away. I'm going to run it for a little bit afterwards so that I have a nice piece of thread here to cut off. You don't want to make it too short because then it does sometimes get jammed. As you can see, I have a beautiful overlock 4-thread stitch here. Nothing's looping. It looks beautiful on both sides. All 4 threads are in place. And now I know I can get started on my sewing and overlocking. Hi guys, as promised, here are a few of the things I use an overlocker for. So I use this fabric for cushion covers, coin purses, makeup bags. And as you can see, even by doing this, it's fraying. And it's creating an almighty mess on the edges. So what I'll do is I'll cut out my pattern, overlock the edges, and then sew. So that when I am sewing, it's not creating a mess. I have a clean finish and it just looks really professional. I also sell cushion covers. So what is really nice is when I overlock the inners of my cushion covers, if a customer looks inside, I have this really clean professional look that I know is going to last forever, and I've finished off my product really professionally. You can use an overlocker for anything. From when you're sewing denim frays a lot, so you're going to sew your project and then overlock as you're working through your, for example, if you're making jeans. If I'm using 100% cotton for like a shirt or like a cowboy shirt, again I'll sew each piece of my shirt and then overlock each piece, but just so the fabric lasts and it's not falling apart and you've got that really nice finish. And the great thing about like the modern overlockers, you can do so much with them, from hems to full threads and different kinds of hems, like a rolled hem, which is really nice for pleated fabric. So there's so many different projects you can do with an overlocker, and such a great investment because it does finish and clean off your products really nice if you are planning to create a business from it. Yeah, I think that's it. Hi guys! Well, that's a wrap up for today. We finally got through all the setup videos. So that is so exciting because that means next video I'm going to teach you guys how to sew. And when you look at this video in a year's time, you'll think, oh my gosh, look where I started and look how far I've come. I can't wait to begin this journey with all of you. Please don't forget to like my videos or subscribe for all the exciting videos to follow this one. Have a lovely day. See you soon.